And hello everyone. How you all doing here tonight? I'm your host, Rob, from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. And in tonight's live stream, we are talking all about the final leg from my previous trip as we were delayed getting on board the ship. And this is, like I said, the final leg. And we were on the Norwegian getaway. So it was our first time going onto this actual very first vessel. We've cruised Norwegian a lot, but we haven't been on the getaway. And, the getaway was sound and looks like a very great and amazing ship. But it got cut a little short for us by 2 whole days. And as if you all know, we had a heck of a time getting our way down to the cruise ship. Because on our last live stream, we talked about what we had to go through to get from Toronto to the cruise ship. Now, we were supposed to stop in Charlotte, which we did. But we were only supposed to be there for a few little hours and then jump on another plane to New Orleans, Louisiana, to catch another plane to get there on time to board that beautiful vessel. But unfortunately, that did not occur. So, we had to be rerouted around and go through Mexico City, which we covered that in the last live stream. So if you haven't yet seen that last live stream, please go on by, check out that last live stream if you're here live with us right now. And if you're on hashtag replay, then go on back then, check out that live stream, and then come right back. But for the ones who are here live right now, stay right here as we're going to cover all of that information. But before we dive too far and deep into this story, which is the final leg of this story, we're going to dive right over to the chat and welcome on in our viewers. So the first one on in to the chat is, of course, myself posting, come on, join us, or I, depending on how many people are up here. It might just be me up here. So if you want to come join me. Or come join whoever's on up here in the panel. And here is the link. So it's pinned to the top of this chat. So if you'd like to come join us, click on the link and I'll bring you on up. And the next one in the chat is Cruising Capers. Welcome on in. I hope you guys are having a fantastic time wherever you guys are located. So quickly run over the story one more time very quickly to sum it up in a very small format. We got on board an airplane to start making our way down towards New Orleans to catch the ship. in New Orleans to get onto Norwegian Getaway, but we had a delay in Charlotte as our flight was delayed for 5 hours, which meant we weren't going to catch that ship on time. It was going to be sailing away from us. So we had to be rerouted to Atlanta, then off to Mexico City, spend the night in Mexico City, and then off to another airport in Mexico, which don't even ask me how to pronounce it. I'm just going to say Banana. But it is the cruise port the airport, my bad. The airport closest to the cruise port of Costa Maya. And we had to spend a night in a hotel there to catch the ship the next day because the ship wasn't going to be in until the following day. So that meant we were 2 days late getting to the ship. So then we had to start making our way towards the ship. And that took another hour and a half. And of course, all along the way, we're kind of a little panicking, a little worried that the ship may not be there. But luckily, it was. Now, of course, we had expenses along the way and all that, but because we booked through the cruise line, we were covered. So that is a very excellent and great reason why it is always best to book through the cruise line. But whenever you guys book your cruises and you have to fly, let us know in that chat over there if you're here with us live or down in this comment section down below. If you are hashtag replay, how do you book your airfare? Do you do it on your own and play a little roulette with it? Or do you let the cruise line take care of it for you? Let us know either in that comment section down below or in the chat. But like for us, we always push it through the cruise line for this very reason, which is extremely rare. So we have finally got to the cruise port in Costa Maya, and we see that beautiful big ship called the Norwegian Getaway. So it's in sight, but of course we gotta go through screening. And we don't have our ship cards yet. You know, ship cards. We don't got them yet. So how do we get on board? Well, we had to show proof that we are on that ship. And then we had to show our passports. Following to that. And of course, at the screening area, for the port authorities, they had to go through our luggage, open it up, check through it, make sure nothing's in there that shouldn't be in there, so on and so forth. So, we did all that. Then we were clear to move forward towards the ship. Once we finally got on board the ship, then we have to deal with the screening people on board and show them all that stuff too. And they started the process for us. And then, of course, they had to call security to escort us up to guest services to do the rest of the stuff. But we're going to dive back over the chat very quickly. And Cruising Capers is saying, doing great. And remind me again where you guys are from. Please and thank you. And of course, Nightbot has now joined us in the live stream, promoting that I'm on my route to 1,010 subscribers and I would love to hit there by July 1st of this year of 2025, and we are currently sitting at 915 right now. And that's there we are. Cruise and Capers are saying if we book with Norwegian, we let them handle it. That's very good. Other than that, I'm a travel agent, and they're talking about Cruise and Capers, saying I'm a travel agent, and I will do it. And of course, I'm going to presume, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you, as a travel agent, you always fly in the day before your cruise, especially if you're the one booking it. Because if anything goes wrong, you at least have that extra day to play with, to catch up with that ship at its starting point, versus catching up with the ship during its sailing, because then you got to pay for all those expenses. And the only thing that you would be out is that one night's hotel if you can't get in the night before. Which I'd rather be out one night hotel than having to deal with rerouting myself at my expense to catch up with that ship, because that would be a bigger expense than that night hotel. But they are answering. They are from South Carolina, and they always the day before. So right back into the story. When we finally got up to guest services, we actually had to surrender. I use that word very broadly. We had to surrender our passports to guest services because they need to take photocopies and send it off to Homeland Security for the US, because we got on at a foreign port versus at its original starting point. So when we got off the ship at the end of the cruise, they told us that we will have to speak to a physical Border Patrol agent versus just doing the face recognition. So they held on to the passports for a few hours, but that was fine. No big deal for that. So in the meantime, while they were taking care of all that, we went up to our stateroom that we had. And miraculously, our luggage, because we end up leaving our luggage down on the gangway area. And they arranged to have our luggage brought up to our room. Well, our luggage beat us to the room. So our luggage was all ready. So we just rolled it on in. And then later on, we decided to put away. Because as soon as we got into the room, we just set a couple things down, used the washroom quickly, and then went straight off to the restaurant to get some good old food. because we were hungry after that very long journey. And of course, keep in mind, we were in Costa Maya, Mexico. And we actually had a shore excursion, which was going to be a beach day. And we had to cancel it because we were getting on board. So we wouldn't have time to get on board, eat, and then go off to the beach. So we ended up canceling it. We got our money back for that excursion. And on top of all that, the cruise line even gave us back 2 nights courtesy for our gratuities because we weren't there, so we didn't get to use it. So they gave it back to us as a courtesy. So we finally did all that stuff, went back down. We ended up getting my nephew signed up for Entourage because he's a teenager. So we got him signed up for that. Had to do some little loopholes around that because supposedly between the last time we cruised with him to that time, they changed the rules. You need to sign a form and get it signed, like this done, all that. I can't remember all the mumbo jumbles. I mean, but bottom line, we had to get a form. Well, we didn't have the form. They don't have that form up there. So we had to go down to guest services to get the form. So down to guest services we go to get that form. So we fill the form out. They weren't quite done with the passports. And we needed his passport and another passport to fill in some of the pieces, which they pull the passports for us so we can do that. Bing, ba, boom. And then they held on to the passports a little bit longer. Eventually, they were ready. We picked up the passports and we held on to the passports for the rest of the trip. So the first 2 days on board, which would have been day 3 and 4, were pretty decent. We left Kazumaya on the ship and enjoyed the next 2 days where we went to Belize, which is Norwegian's private island. And my mom just lounged around the pool. She might have had a drink, might not have. I don't know. I did not ask. Where me and my nephew, we went ziplining, which, let us know, have you ever been ziplining on the private beach of Norwegian, either at Gramster Cay or Key or wherever it's called over in the Bahamas or on Norwegian's private island in Belize? Let us know in the chat if you're with us live or that comment section down below. But I've done it now at both private islands. And both times it was fun and enjoyable. So, now if I had to pick between the two of them, which one was better? I probably would pick the one in the Bahamas. Simply because it was higher. Excuse me. Because it was higher and longer. But we had a great time in Belize. And of course, if you guys have any questions, make sure you leave it in the comment section down below. Or if you're live here with me right now, which if you're not, why aren't you? Come on. I go live every week, except next week at 8 o'clock on Thursday nights. So put them in the chat over here or down below in the comment section. And I'll for sure either get back to you in the comment section or live here as you're currently live. So you left in the chat. So the following day we went, after Belize, we went to Honduras. And what did we do in Honduras? Well, tell you the truth, it was fun. I know that much. But I can't remember. But I think it had something to do with cooking. No, cooking doesn't make sense. Because that was Cozumel. Oh, I know what it was now. It was the kayak and snorkel. That's what it was. I was just joking with you guys. I knew exactly what it was. I was just waiting to see if anyone would call me out on it. And that was fun because we both love to be in the water. So we had a fun day in Honduras, kayaking and snorkeling. And it came with some lunch, light refreshments, and all that. And of course, throughout the vessel, they have pretty good dining options. They got Oshi Hands and the cafe, the Garden Cafe, and a whole bunch of specialty restaurants. But the best one that we like so far is Tapanaki. And Tapanaki is a very fun and great experience. If you haven't done it, I highly and strongly recommend you to do it. So, we had a great time, and the night of Honduras, we had Tapanaki. Or was it the following night? No, I think it was that night. Yes, it was that night because we couldn't do it the night of Belize. And it was good. It was fine. And then all of a sudden, I got sick. Now, how in the world do you get sick? But it just happened. Was it like I just somehow got seasick because the ship was rocking too much? Because it wasn't really rocking that much to what I could feel. Maybe it was, but maybe it just wasn't feeling it. But I ended up getting sick. And I was sick for about 2 days. So the morning of, we're sailing into Cozumel. Well, I was supposed to be going to a cooking demonstration for half a day, and the other half a day was a beach, and of course it was open bar. And my nephew was going to be joining me. Now he's only like a minor, but he wanted to do the cooking class with me. So we were supposed to do it, where my mom was supposed to be just doing the beach, which they both happened to be at the exact same location. Well, because I wasn't feeling too great, I stayed back and my mom went with him. And she said, well, that was an experience. Won't say I would do that one again. That's her. I would. And my nephew says he would do it again. And I was actually looking forward to that one, because that would have been the first time he's done it. So I want to experience it with him. But, when you get a little sick and you want to take it easy, sometimes you have to give up that first experience for someone else. So, yeah, so I stayed back for a little bit, and I just stayed in the stateroom and just tried to have a few naps throughout the day. And then do what I can do. But before I move on within this story, we are diving right on back over to the chat. And Cruise Capers is saying that they love tapenaki. And my question is, why would you not love tapenaki? Because it is basically, it's like a dinner and a show when you think about it. You get dinner and they entertain you. What else can you ask for? True. But, so after being sick for about 2 days, because the second day I kind of had to kick myself in the butt to get myself a bit more moving, because the next day was going to be a long day, because we were going to fly back home, because sadly the cruise is over. And the cruise was supposed to be 7 days, but we lost 2 days, so we only got 5 days, which was only 3 ports. But I also lost an extra port because I chose to stay on board to try and get some rest, to try and, of course, get better. So, we finally came up to the last day. And of course, keep in mind, we received our passports back the very first day when we got on board in Costa Maya. So when we all tapped off, we got that little like how a miner would when they try to tap off the ship. And a message pops up on their screen, and they arrange someone to walk us down to the customs so we can be seen personally by customs and explain to them what occurred. And apparently, we were not the only ones that this happened to. This also happened to another couple from Quebec. They were in the exact same scenario, but we never crossed paths with each other. But we found out we were not the only ones. So, but of course, during that morning, all of a sudden, like I'm now feeling a little better, but all of a sudden, now mother is sick. Was it the cruise bug that was going around? Was it something that we ate? Let us all know, what do you guys think it could have been? In the chat over here or the comment section down below. Let us know what you guys all think it could have been. Or was it just a strange coincidence? Because we've cruised plenty of times. More times than I can count on one hand. I almost need an extra hand to do it, because it's almost more than 10 times. To be exact, we have cruised Let me pull up the actual cruise count. It's been for me, this would have been my 9th cruise. And I am 1, 2. I'm 2 cruises ahead of my mother. So she would only have been on her 7th cruise. So we've cruised quite a bit. And I'm now entering my 10th cruise. So was this just a fluke? But she was sicker than I was. And we all got better. I personally think it was just a cruise bug going around. But apparently also it was going around the ship too. So let's all know what you guys all think. But we all got better fairly quick. And we all finally made it home. And once we got home, it was like one of those ones, it's like, okay, finally, we're home. Where normally when you get home, it's like, I'm back home now. Why couldn't it be like another week? But we were glad to be back home because this trip was interesting, we're going to call it. It had a whole bunch of twists and turns, and you never know which way you're going to go next and what was going to happen. So, once we finally got back home, we landed back here in Toronto. We had to take an Uber back home because that's how we got to the airport. And when we finally ordered our Uber, my jaw literally, like not literally, but you know what I mean, literally hit the floor. Like so hard, it would have shattered it if it literally did. Because we're only about maybe on a slow night. It would only take about 20 minutes to get from the airport back home. And with busy traffic, it would take about a good 45 minutes. And let us all know how much you roughly think that ride cost us at 1:30. Yes, 1:30 in the morning, where the airport's pretty dead quiet. There's not a lot of flights coming in. Because did you all know from midnight till 6:30, and these are Eastern Standard Times, we have a no fly in, fly out, as it's a quiet zone area, as the airport is so close to residential homes. If they fly in or fly out during those times, the airlines get heavily fined. But before I jump too far ahead on that one, the flight from New Orleans to Houston was decently. It's only about, I think, an hour and a half flight. Can't remember exactly how long that flight was, but it was the shorter flight of the two. And a nicer plane than the two. that flight was actually on time. But when we got to Houston to fly back home, that flight was delayed. I know, delayed. Ugh. Don't you think we had enough delays on our trip? You know, like, what do you need another delay for? But we were delayed by another 3 hours. So that delayed us getting home. Because we were supposed to be home like around, I think, 10, 11 o'clock. Which is about the average time we normally land and get back in. But we were delayed longer than we expected. And that flight is about 2-3 hours. So that was interesting. So then, of course, we have to now do the Canadian customs too. And sorry, I'm jumping a little back in the story, but we had to take care of all that stuff. And then we finally got our bags, went through the customs, did all what stuff that we needed to do, so on, so forth. Because, of course, you all know the stuff that you need to do when you travel. So we finally got through all that stuff and ordered the Uber, and like I mentioned, my jaw pretty much hit the ground and pretty much was shattered because of how hard it hit, because of how much it was going to cost. Yes, how much money it was going to cost. Because I priced this all out before we left. So I had a good ideal number. It wasn't the exact numbers, but I had an ideal number. Because I was doing it multiple days and maybe a bit off, a little off here and a little bit off there in timelines. So just to try but I still kept it within a tight window. And I see the cruise, not cruise, the Stock Explorer has now entered the live stream. Welcome on in. And he's saying hello to myself and Capers. And tonight we are talking all about the second part of my previous cruise, of my experience. So later on, make sure you go on back, rewatch the live stream of the stuff that you've missed. But it was one very interesting ride to get to the cruise ship. So just make sure you go on back, watch it, leave a meaningful comment down below. And of course, while you're down there, let's also not forget the big thumbs up for the like. As I say, smash it. Subscribe if you haven't already, but I'm sure you guys all have. But if you haven't, just make sure that subscribe button is pushed. And ring the bell with notifications at all, so you know when I have gone live, like right now, or posted something else for you guys to view on this very channel. But like I mentioned, I was pricing out the Uber ride multiple days and different times, but close to the times of when we would be wanting it. So it ended up costing us over $200. Yes, I said $200. And I went, holy bleep. And normally I don't curse like that, especially around mother. But I don't do it at all if I can help it the best. And I made the connection once I put the word out there. And of course, mother didn't get mad about that. Now, I don't know if she heard me or not, but I told her because she was the one paying for it to get back home because I paid to get to the airport. And she wasn't quite too happy, and I asked her, so you tell me, what do you want to do? Do you just want to pay that price? Do you want to kind of wait for a little bit? It goes down a bit. You let me know what you want to do. So we end up just saying book it so we can get home. But before I dive too much more into that part, I see Mr. Eddie Lugo Studios is now in my basement. Give me a big rocking thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll. And he's ready to rock. So here's Mr. Eddie Lugo Studios.
Oh,
How
what's up,
you
dude?
doing?
Just jumped out of the shower. Realized the time and say, "Oh, wait a minute! I gotta go hit Rob and hang out with him for a bit." So here we are.
Yes.
Ooh, what's
Yeah.
up? What's up? What's up? What am I missing? Nora, Cruising Capers. ¿Qué pasa, peeps?
Yeah. So we are now up to the point of catching our ride back home
Uh-oh.
from once we have landed back here in Toronto.
Okay.
And I just told the viewers how much it costed to catch an Uber.
Oh,
And of course, I priced it, like I said, I was pricing it out multiple days around the same timeline when we'd be looking at doing it.
yeah.
And how much do you think it was going to cost? And we're only about a 20-minute drive when it's not heavy traffic. When it's heavy traffic, it's about 45 minutes. But how much do you think it cost just to get back home? For a large vehicle, which would have been a 6-passenger vehicle.
75.
I wish.
Uh-oh.
Let's crank those numbers.
Wow. You're getting screwed from every side.
If I told you over $200,
Oh, get out of here.
over $200,
And
just
you,
over it.
and you tip too?
Pardon me, and plus a tip.
No way
There,
in hell.
there was no. I mean, literally, there was literally. The driver told us there was literally no other vehicles in the carpool lot for them. He was the
Bullshit.
last one out of that lot.
Bullshit. 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 Wow.
But
Mm-mm-mm.
we were at the point we just want to get the heck home with
Oh, wait a
with.
minute. Who's we?
I mean,
Who's we?
well, we as me, my mom, and my nephew.
Okay.
So
Wow. Over
we just
200.
want to get the heck home because we were just pooped, tired, and exhausted from this trip
Yeah.
with all the stuff that I've told you in the back end of the story.
Mhm.
But of course, make sure you go back and watch the parts of the live streams that you missed so you can hear the rest of the stories that I
Wow.
may have left out for you. But yeah, it was a crazy number. It's like, wow. But
Oh,
so,
dude.
and hopefully that does not ever happen again.
Knock on wood.
Because that's a very hefty bill just to get back home.
Yes. Wow. I paid $75, including tip. We had car service when one time that we sell out of Pier 88 in New York City, out of Brooklyn. It's an hour and change drive from where we were at in Brooklyn to the pier, and we they brought they I showed up in a big Tahoe. It was me, Alice, 3 bags at the time because we had a 2 week cruise, and I think I had something else with us. I think the Walker at the time or something. I'm not sure. But the thing was, that's why we wanted an SUV to put all the stuff in the back. I don't recall it was somebody else with us. But the thing is, $70, including tip.
which is a reasonable number up here.
Mhm.
That's about a reasonable number, especially if you're coming from the airport.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But still, too much if you want to ask me.
Oh, way too much.
But it's
I
a
only
reasonable number within that run of the line.
Yeah, yeah.
So once we finally got back home, we just pretty much put the stuff aside, threw them all in the laundry room, and just went, we'll take care of it when we get up in the morning.
Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to blow my nose. I didn't want to do it
That's fine.
on the camera.
So we just put the stuff in the laundry room and dealt with it in the morning. And of course, luckily I had the day off work the next day, where I think my nephew had to go into school the next day. And my mom, well, she's retired, so she doesn't work no more.
Mm-hmm.
She has 7 days off a week. So when I finally got up, I just basically kind of bummed around the house and just slowly get ready for the next day, because unfortunately I had to go back to work the following day, which was a Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And then just basically work my way through getting ready and just reflecting of the memories that I had of this cruise.
I see.
Now, would I want to do this cruise repeatedly in that order all over again?
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. Not a chance.
Damn, bro.
And this was my second time attempting. The first time I actually got into NOLA. But the second time going to New Orleans. And this was a week before the Super Bowl. And would I want to go back to New Orleans? Nope.
Me neither. My car got broke in the second time.
That's when you were with me, right?
Yes. So I definitely don't want to go back to. I mean, if there's a cruise that we get to take from there and is at a hell of a good price or something, maybe. But I'm not too sure about that. So.
Which I'm not itching to jump back to New Orleans right now. Because every time I go, something goes wrong. Don't know why.
Yeah, that's a red light right there for you.
Yeah, it's a red light to me because the first time it was the hotel. Just the hotel wasn't that great.
I'm eating kisses.
Kisses. I take one right here.
Oh, no. You're not my type. You've been Canadian. No, sorry.
Well, I'm just above the 49th parallel. Maybe soon to come the 51st. Trust me, that won't happen.
Ain't gonna happen. Not even in a wet dream.
It ain't gonna happen.
No. Rob saying that the clown that we have here as the president is saying that Canada is going to be our 51st state. Yeah. So yeah, sure. They're just gonna give up like that, because he said so.
Trust me, it will not happen.
He I don't know if you read, but today he signed some kind of order today about uh, something to deal with the tariff on Canada and Mexico. That he's not gonna apparently continue on it, or it's already gonna be
Delayed.
yeah, some stuff like that. He got his ass kicked.
Oh yeah,
That's what happened.
yeah. That's what happened. But yeah, no. So with the rest of my story, we just basically just start getting ready, and then of course with all the extra expenses that have occurred during this whole entire beautiful, wonderful trip that we had. Start piling the receipts up together and now just submit them off to the cruise line to get reimbursed.
Make sure you get copies and keep the originals with you, right?
Yeah.
If anything, contact a lawyer just to be on the safe side and deal through that, because for the sounds of it, you got rolled over big time. So it's on you, my man.
Yep. And like I was mentioning, supposedly we weren't the only ones that this happened to.
Yeah.
It also happened to a Quebec family
Mm.
or a couple.
Yeah.
So we weren't the only ones that we had this issue with. But hi, Alice.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, I'm alive.
You're alive. That's good.
Smells so good.
I'm alive, and my bags are packed. Are your bags packed?
My bag's packed.
Yeah.
Yes, my
Yeah.
bags are packed for my trip to Helen tomorrow, this weekend.
How about the one beside you?
He's not packed yet.
You could have that in the morning.
He has.
I've been packed since I got back home.
And where are you going? When?
When? Well,
Yeah.
I am going in 2 days.
Oh, okay.
Lucky bastard.
And where are you going to?
Mexican Riviera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
On the Norwegian Bliss.
Oh, beautiful ship.
Which I actually just recently read earlier today that they've also cut into the observation deck and put some more staterooms.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
People used to sleep on the observation deck on
Yeah, on the Bliss.
on the Bliss.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. They had blankets and everything, like they didn't move from there.
Yeah. I also go to the racetrack, and you see my plaque up there. Hopefully we'll have it.
Well, I have yet to see it, and I've been on that ship already.
You're not looking in the right spot.
All right.
And I even asked.
See you later.
Hey, baby.
I even asked, and they don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, you asked the wrong person and look in the wrong place.
Well,
But
where
it's
do I
okay.
need to look on this ship?
No, you gotta find it. It's there. There's among so many plaques. Just saying.
So many plaques in the same area?
Yep. In the same area, there's a lot of other plaques. My plaque is up there, so you'll find it. If you look in the right spot, yes. I'm not telling you what it is or where's that. So you gotta go up there and see for it.
So you're making it like a scavenger hunt.
Well, yeah. Why not?
You just can't tell me where it is.
No, I'm not gonna tell you. You gotta find it. If I tell you where it's at, you might say, "Oh, okay, so it's there," and then forget about it. No, I'll hunt it down.
Yeah.
So, how was your trip here in Houston?
It was good. Very educational.
How many days you spend in Texas?
I left Monday, got back early this morning.
Wow. Ooh, 3 days, good. How do you like the weather and the driving around Houston
Oh,
and
well, there was no drama. It was basically airport, hotel, airport, hotel.
okay.
They kept us on site.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
Yeah. So, but
Because
it was interesting. Now, was it necessary? No, not really.
hey, a nice trip. Why not?
But hey, didn't cost me nothing,
You know?
and I got paid to do it.
It's like me when I did retail and they sent us to a bunch of places. There were times we got to a store, we didn't do nothing for 3 or 4 days. Got paid for it. Well, we went and checked out the city, went out eating different places, back to the hotel, and that's it. So
Yep.
it's good like that sometimes.
Yep. So we're hoping that this round will be a lot better than the previous round. Keyword is hope.
Yep. Yep.
Because I don't think we could take another hit on this one.
Hmm. Make sure you get the cough and stuff taken care of before you go.
Oh yes, by all means.
You know?
Because that's no fun.
No. Because no. Thank you. She's about to jump on the sofa bed, and we don't want her in the sofa bed. So when they
Ah,
come in since I moved to this room now, I tried to keep them away from the sofa bed. This is the our guest room now where I'm at. So I'll be doing the show from here now on.
I see. So when does Jeremy come back home tonight?
Wonder one.
Jeremy.
They're home already. They came back today, this afternoon.
Oh,
They're
this
back
afternoon.
home and they're coming back to the show tomorrow morning, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. I did the show yesterday and today with myself, and they'll be back tomorrow morning. So I hope it goes well because once we get done, I gotta do some tidy up here in the house, make sure that the cats are taken care of for the whole weekend. Get my bag set up, pick up his shirts, jump in the car around 11 and go pick up Alice and go straight to Helen. 2.5 hours later, we should be in Helen around 2:30, between 2:30 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We should be up there.
And then not off to the hotel.
I'm gonna go straight to the Das Ice Cream Place where they are meeting at 2. Hopefully, we'll make it there on time to meet up with everybody. From there to the hotel, which is like not even half a mile away. And then we're doing a walk through the stores and all that, excuse me, downtown area of Helen. And there's a restaurant in the area where we're planning to eat that night, tomorrow evening.
Sounds
And
great.
after that, once we get back to the hotel, we'll probably somebody will go live, and we'll probably all jump in also to see what's going on. I know. I think Darian will probably go live like he did, like he's done every year. Late at night, either 8 or 9 o'clock at night, he goes live for an hour, and everybody that is in his room, we all get to say hello and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens.
I see. So I assume no usual suspects then.
Oh no! So far, no. I'm gonna be in the road, so I'm not bringing my laptop with me. I don't want to set up anything on the phone tomorrow in the morning. So no use of suspects unless we happen to be, like I said, live from Helen. Also, I don't know if you know Scott on the match game tomorrow night. He has Carnival's number one dude, John Hill, on it live tomorrow night. So, which I'm very surprised that he's
Interesting.
getting that big fish to be his show tomorrow night. So I know that show is going to be probably till 10 o'clock at night. So who knows? That's why I knew my usual suspects tomorrow night was going to get a hit. So that's why I didn't schedule one. But
That's
we'll be back next week.
that's that's good. That's gonna be very interesting.
Oh hell yeah, hell yeah! I'm hoping to watch some of it. If we're in a restaurant somewhere, I'll pick up the phone and put it live to see
Yeah.
that. Yeah. That should be very interesting. So yes, cruising capers, the Stout Explorer, and anybody else that's here, check out Controversial Cruising tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Show they do the match game, and they're gonna have John Hill tomorrow night. So depending on how long he decides to stay, he's a busy guy. So, but I'm
Yes,
very surprised that he's gonna be there. So we'll see.
we will. We will.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Nice, nice, and nice. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. So, yes, sir.
Yeah.
We just, we this is the fifth meetup. It's a whole bunch of people trying from different places, and we're gonna kind of hang out. Friday at the, like I said, at the ice cream place. Saturday night restaurant. Friday night. Saturday morning we meet in a Hoppers for breakfast. Then you get to do whatever you want throughout the day. You go hang out in the city. I mean, in the town. Do the roller coaster. Go check out the parks. Do whatever you want. And then that Saturday evening is um, the big restaurant meeting at the Hofer House. That's where we have the a big German dinner. The big group, everybody comes to that one, and then Sunday morning we'll have church by the river, lunch, and then everybody get out, be on their way home.
Head on out and
Yep. Some people will stay. Some other people will be leaving already by Sunday morning. Like Captain Billy J, he always leaves Sunday morning because he has to drive down to Pensacola. I know Ryan and Mel will be there till Sunday morning. They'll be also on the road to go back to Tampa. And a few others. Me, we're only 2 hours away, so I could stay. We could stay the whole day, and then we usually stay till about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then slowly but surely, we get in the car and drive back down. 2 hours later, we're home. Yeah, make it interesting. So yeah.
yeah. But no, I won't be showing up.
I don't really. I don't think it's a nice thing to do, but it's only 2 days. That's the only thing. If it was 4 or 5 days or maybe a whole week, then it'd be nice to show up to take the travel to come down for that. But for 2 days, if I was living in New York, I would not be doing it. So I'm glad that we're down here in Georgia now, in the same state, within 2 hours of a drive. In there, I just gotta go south half hour to pick up Alice. That's why it's 2.5 hours to go back up there. And once I leave the main roads, I go into country roads, and those are a lot slower. And it's up in hills and mountains and stuff. So you gotta drive carefully.
Yeah. Now, if I was passing through, that makes another story. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
just to purposely go down there for
Or
it,
if you are living down here, I don't know. So
or if I was living down that way,
just say,
well, I could always apply for the E2 visa, supposedly.
yeah,
But I have no interest in applying for that right now.
yeah. Wait 3.5 more years, and things should be much better.
Yeah.
And then telling you, it's an embarrassment what's happening down here. But
Yes, it is.
I didn't vote for him, so
Even airlines are canceling flights because a lot of people are canceling the flight, so they don't have enough to do the flight
yep.
because they're not gonna put a plane up in the air if they're not making money. So
Mhm.
they're
But
canceling the flight.
hello, Deborah O'Hara.
Hello, Deborah.
Hello from New York City. Yo,
Yo, yo, yo.
Brooklyn in the house, baby.
Yes, she is.
Yes, yes, yes. Very nice. Very nice. Like that. So
Yeah,
what
yeah.
about you?
So
Mm.
besides this trip coming up for you, what's your next one, or do you even have one planned?
I'm not sure.
Say within the year.
within the year June 3rd is our wedding anniversary, our number 19. So we probably spend, depending on the day, we probably spend that evening either having dinner here, have her family come over, and we could have a dinner here and celebrate our anniversary. But if it's on a weekend, we probably could sneak out for the weekend, maybe back to Helen, or maybe somewhere in a different city down here. Go check out and stay away for the evening. We'll see how that goes. But other than that, the main big thing that we have is in November 2nd, we are sailing from Miami on the NCL Aqua.
Aqua.
And going to the Eastern Caribbean, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, and another island, and then back to Miami.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I am definitely looking forward to this one. And then next year we have on the Viva, so I'll be on all three Prima ships, and then eventually when the Luna comes out, we probably book that one also. So it should be nice. How about you? Besides the one coming up in 2 days.
Besides that, I got the Booze Cruise 3.0
In Tampa in October.
in Tampa, which I believe I have a video for that one. So let's give that a roll. Just pull it on up. Here it is.
The Booze Cruise 3.0, hosted by Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Ports of call: Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico; out of Tampa, Florida; Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico. Aboard the Grandeur of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. Sailing October 25th to November 1st, 2025. Book today for this amazing sailing with any travel agent.
Boo, boo, boo.
Yep. And then after that, I find my way down towards Brisbane, Australia.
Wow.
Yes.
Holy sheesh.
So I start booking that flight just shortly after I get back from this current cruise.
Okay.
So that's going to be one expensive ticket.
Oh, yeah. And a long flight.
And a very long flight.
A lot of snacks.
Yeah. So, and besides all that, that's all my trips booked.
Nice.
So who knows where I may show up next after that. You never know where it could be.
You never know.
Because remember, I still have a secret cruise somewhere.
Oh, my God.
I still have it.
You're still pulling that?
Because it's happening.
Wow.
It's happening. I'm just not disclosing where it's going to be.
I see.
So
All right.
expect the unexpected, because you never know where I'm going to show up.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Christopher Kingdom.
Christopher Kingdon, yeah.
Who are you guys? And hi to everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's up? What's up?
¿Qué pasa?
Yeah. So. Yeah, but no, I've been on the Viva. It's a nice ship.
Be there next year. So
Would I go on again? I probably would if it's with the right people.
yes, just say yes. You know you will.
Would I ever want to go on the Prima? Yeah, I would. I want to check out the Prima. I have interest in checking out the Luna and the Aqua. But
No roller coaster on the Aqua, no roller coaster on the Luna, I believe.
yes, I believe I heard that.
Well, they will be in the Viva, so yes.
Yeah. So but there's other ships I want to check on out, from MSC to Princess to maybe some Cunard down the road. Like, I'm talking way down the road.
Yeah, we have our MAC, our first one next year also in June. Seaside, living out of Miami. It's a 5-day, 4-night. Leaving on Monday, June 1st. We're celebrating our 20th anniversary on June 3rd on the island. And it passes, you can't think of it. MSC something K. We're going to be there overnight the same day. So definitely I want to celebrate. We're going to be there all day, hanging out, doing our thing. Back to the cruise around 4 probably. Shower, get ready for dinner, have dinner with Alice, and then go back out at night to see the light show on the lighthouse there, and enjoy some of the beach, hanging out there for the evening, and then go back to the ship that night. We spend the night there also on the ship. Next morning, you probably have some breakfast. Go hang out in the water, out on the island for a bit. And back to the ship so we could get out of there and back to Miami the next day. And then me and Alice will hop in the car, and we could either spend the night in Miami Friday night, or drive back to Georgia.
Yep. Yep. No. But there's a couple routes that I want to check out, and pretty much I've done. I'm not saying every single port of the Caribbean, but I've done pretty much almost all of them by now.
Yeah.
So to me, the Caribbean is the Caribbean, and now it's more about the ships.
Yeah. I like the Caribbean better than Western Caribbean. With the islands, Virgin Islands and all that, U.S. islands, more than Mexico. I'm getting a little tired of Mexico already. It's not much changing. It's always the same stuff. I'm happy that we're going to Harvest Caye with the cruise in October with the Viva.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we like that area there. But Cozumel and Costa Maya, we've been there many times already.
Well, every Caribbean cruise typically stops there.
Yeah. There's not much other to go. I wish they hit other ports. But
yeah. So to me, it's more now about exploring the ports, which that is a great opportunity to bring to the channel.
Yeah. There's always new cruisers that haven't been there.
Because what you might see on the Viva can be totally different from what I will see on the Viva.
We always going to see things differently, no matter what.
And it'll always be a different view angle.
Yes, always.
Even though we may have been on the ship together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just picking a particular ship. It could be any ship.
Yeah.
Or any trip.
Yeah, we definitely look at things differently.
Yeah. So like for me, going on the Bliss, it will be a different view angle for me this round than the previous round, which was just a few months ago.
Yep, I started my channel way after the Bliss. Bliss was back in 2020, and then the pandemic hit, and that's when we decided to move out of Brooklyn here to Georgia. And then in 21, that's when I started my channel. So I don't have anything from the Bliss. I got a bunch of pictures on my old Samsung phone that I still have. I got pictures in there, but that's it. I don't recall having videos or anything like that. And so I don't have anything from the Bliss or the Escape. Our first cruise together, me and Alice, back in 2018. We did a 9-day on the Bliss. I mean, on the Escape, living out of New York City. 2018, the Christmas, New Year's, 2019, we ended up in Miami and doing a few things in Miami. And then in 2020, we did a 14-day cruise from New York to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then all the islands in the British and U.S. Islands, and then back to New York. 2 weeks, man. It was such a lovely cruise. By the 12th day, I was ready to go home. By the 13th day, I knew I was going home. So everything was put away and relaxed, and me and Alice were ready to go home. You know, sometimes you're like, damn, this cruise was too short. The first week went by very slow. The second week kind of flew, but I was good. I was good because we enjoyed the ship. We ran all over the place. Like I said, I got my plaque put up there on the Bliss, and then enjoyed it big time. So we haven't done another 14-day yet, but once Alice retires, watch out.
Yeah. I haven't yet done a 14-day, but I do have a 14-day cruise up here planned.
Yeah, we also have up here. We have a transatlantic in a couple of years to do.
Well, that's what I got roughly going on up here.
Yeah,
saying it's going to be a transatlantic. Just don't know the ship, the when. I don't know all those details.
Yeah.
Because it's all about time, and then of course the word money.
La mula.
The moolah.
Dinero, the euros, the Canadian cash, the gold.
The gold.
To get you there.
Because it's all about time and money to do it.
You know, I had a dream a couple of nights ago that I was digging something in the backyard, and I found a big piece of rock, gold. Some kind of weird dream I was having.
Yeah.
So like every time I look at these metal detectors, it's like I want to get one, you know, and walk around the whole property here and see what I could find down there somewhere, you know. Who knows what treasures I could find? Maybe a piece of rock or something that has some value, you know, many years ago or something. Because this, you know, knowing being down here, there was this used to be, you know, Indian land, and then the Civil War and all that. Who knows? Who knows what kind of stuff happened through here? We'll see. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just me here venting about it. So
who knows? Who knows?
Yep.
like right now, I'm not saying all the time. I have a decent amount of time, but kind of have to play with it a little bit and make sure I have the time spread out. Because every so often at work, I may get asked, well, why don't you just take all your vacation time at one time? But I go, well, no, because I want like a little time here, a little time there, a little time.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it anyway.
There, so it's all spread out. So
you take it all one shot, and you're gone for a while. They're gonna bring somebody else to replace you, and you might not have a job on the way back. So no, that's why you take a week at a time.
Well, I always have a job coming back, but then when I come back, I gotta work pretty much almost like a full year just to do it again. Where if I break it up, then at least I know later in the year, I know I got more time coming ahead.
Yep. All right, Papi Chulos. I'm gonna go ahead and go.
But anyways, I'm gonna wrap it on up.
Yeah.
So thank you all for coming out to tonight's live stream, and we will be back live with you not next week, but the following week.
All right. Now I know that. How about Wednesday? Would you still have a premiere?
It won't be a premiere. It'll just be just a normal video for that week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So then I'll hook you up on next week. Mr. Christopher, thank you. Thank you very much. You have a great night.
Yeah, you can hook it up if you want to. If you don't want to, it's up to you how you want to do it. But anyways, thank you all for coming out tonight. And don't forget to leave a comment down below. Hashtag replay with a like, subscribe, and share with notifications set to all. So all until next time, I will see you all on the high seas or wherever travels may take us. Till then, bye for now.
Later.